Hello neighbor, I'm Robert Burns and welcome once again to another edition of Sound Off Louisiana, and I believe I can truthfully say that this will be a totally video production. There will be no reading other than maybe the caption that is beneath the video, and it's been a while since we did one of these little, as some like to call it, fireside chat, although certainly wouldn't be appropriate to have a fireplace behind me in the kind of heat we're enduring. But I wanted to come to you because there are two areas that we have covered in the past that have gotten a number of emails that we've gotten, some phone calls with regard to following up on them, and those two matters are specifically any potential appeal on the part of Colonel Lamar Davis with regard to the Sheldon Perkins hearing that we brought to you some time back, and we'll provide that link. And we got more correspondence on that than probably anything that we've ever covered for state police. And I'll let it go at that because I think I've made the sentiments that have been expressed to us known abundantly clear, the disdain that the Commission's action was viewed with by everyone who has communicated with us. I mean, I don't know any other simpler way to say it because that's reality. And then the second matter is I got a fairly extensive correspondence on Friday. It was an email with regard to when the next feature would come out on LSP air support. And so what I decided to do was to draft a very brief email to Colonel Davis. We'll give you a link for the email, and I pose those two questions. Basically, is there an intent to appeal the Sheldon Perkins determination by the Police Commission, and also if there may be any changes in the offing with regard to the air support unit. And I actually provided the email that was provided to us on Friday, having removed the writer's identity, because I thought the email was well drafted and it expressed the sentiments that we've gotten from a number of folk. And so I took the email, I placed it into Word document, removed the identifying material, and then saved it as PDF and sent it as an attachment. I will say, and I'm very appreciative for this, Colonel Davis's administration, specifically through Captain Nick Manali, did reach out to me both by way of a email within the next day, and which was late yesterday evening. We're filming this now. You're going to hear some ducks, but I have fed them all, so they'll just have to relax and be content. But the mallards are awfully stubborn. Well, they're heading off. I think they've realized no more bread. I have fed them almost a loaf of bread. But at any rate, that made me lose train of thought when they came up here quacking. Oh yes, the email came out. I got an email, though the day I'm filming this, it's Thursday the 17th of June 2021, and I got an email response back from Captain Manali. We'll go ahead and give you the link for that email. That'll be minimal reading because, like I said, this is almost all going to be video. And then he indicated he would be following up with me with a phone call the next day, which would be today, and he did so. And I want to express appreciation for that communication, because I'll be blunt with you, that's more than I got from the administration of Colonel Reeves. And if anybody, longtime subscribers, will know, well, when did you seek it? I sought it very, very diligently after Caleb Reeves, his son, got the detective position, and I got absolutely nothing because that infuriated a number of troopers. But at any rate, and I know that some aren't going to be pleased with the content of what I'm going to relay, but I can only tell you what I've been told, and just we'll have to let the chips fall where they may. As I placed in the title of the feature for today, Colonel Davis has voiced strong support for the air support unit of state police. One of the biggest issues involved Bruce Stamey that universally everybody who complained to me had expressed the sentiments, the frustration that notwithstanding Major Morrison, who by the way did retire about 3 or 4 weeks ago, he is now retired from state police, but you've seen the video, no doubt, where he said in order to be a pilot, you have to first and foremost be a trooper, and that's the bond we all have together, yada yada. Everybody came from Troop A. And they were upset about this hiring of Bruce Stamey, who was an approximate 30-year veteran from DEQ. And what Captain Manali relayed to me is that Colonel Davis feels strongly that whenever a non-commissioned hire can be deployed to add efficiency to the commissioned troopers, he intends to do that. There was an acknowledgement that this was probably, or I think it is known to be, the only instance in which there has been a pilot hired that was not a trooper. And to that end, Captain Manali relayed that he felt Major Morrison's words were taken out of context. There was nothing edited out, but the point he was making is that while it has historically been the case that state police has not hired a pilot from outside of state police, it was not meant to say that it would never be done. He explained that there was some highly extenuating circumstances here which the administration believed justified the hiring. Specifically, that now, prior to this hiring, state police did not have a fixed-wing multi-engine aircraft, and one of the sources I met with said that they were looking into acquiring, and don't hold me to this year, I think it was a 1976 airplane that would be a fixed-wing multi-engine aircraft. They now have acquired that aircraft from DEQ, and so Captain Manali explained that it's going to be very, very beneficial to have Mr. Stamey on board, since he has those credentials and can train these pilots in that area of expertise. Now, I know the sentiments have been expressed that that's being utilized for obtaining private pilot positions. I'm not here to cast judgment upon whether that's going on or not. I know those sentiments are strong, but I'm just telling you what was relayed is that this is deemed to be a good thing by the administration, that even though he is not a trooper, that it enhances the efficiency of the organization for him to have these credentials and be able to train the younger pilots on this new aircraft that has recently been acquired by state police from DEQ. That was pretty much, I believe, the totality of the discussion that we had with regard to the air support unit. Again, there was an acknowledgement that this is likely, I mean, obviously there have been non-commissioned folk hired for positions other than pilot within the air support unit, but I think there was a general acknowledgement that this is the first non-commissioned officer hired as a pilot, and I just tried to do my best of indicating the rationale why Colonel Davis views this positively, and he said, Captain Manali indicated that Colonel Davis would strive to do that throughout the agency whenever hiring a non-commissioned employee will enhance efficiency overall for state police. So with that, I am going to consider our reporting, unless something really blaring comes up, our reporting on the air support unit to now be a wrap. I know there are those who aren't going to be happy with this being the last one, but I mean, there's nothing more that I can do, and I've presented the side of those who aren't happy, including, I'm sure, some folk that have posted and not gotten positions, and have certainly put out the propensity of Stephen Lee to hire those that may have fewer hours, and also those that may be from the Alexandria area. All I can say is that from everything I was able to glean from Captain Manali, there is no discontent within the administration about air support or any of its operations. Now, I'll briefly just indicate, when I was with the FDIC and we went in as a team to examine a bank, there were some pretty heated discussions that would take place amongst us as examiners, but at the time we went out to do the exit interview with the bankers, we put on a united front, and there's a possibility that that may be happening here, and there may be some behind the scenes things that, hey, I mean, this is just me now, but I've given you the official word of State Police, and that is that the aircraft has been acquired. That's viewed as a positive. It's viewed as a positive that Bruce Stamey, with 30 years of flight experience, is able to train the younger pilots on the fixed-wing multi-engine aircraft, and again emphasizing that Mark Morrison's words, they are what they are, and I certainly made no effort to have them be out of context, but I'm elaborating as to why Captain Manali does feel they were out of context in this situation, in that he was not meaning to say that they would never hire a non-trooper for a pilot position. So that's going to be it for our reporting on air support, unless, like I said, something really blaring comes up. So let's transition to the matter of former Lieutenant Sheldon Perkins, now apparently Sergeant Sheldon Perkins. I'm giving you the email response that Captain Manali provided to us on both of these subject matters. With regard to any prospective appeal, I mean, let me just say this. One of the added advantages of being a blogger versus just straight mainstream media is you're allowed to interject your opinions, and certainly I have done so with regard to the feature that I put out with regard to what I believe forms the basis of an appeal, and that being some, in my opinion, inappropriate actions on the part of LSP Chairman Ulyss Simeon. And I did state at the very bottom of the article, and I stand by these words, they are my opinion, that I believe a failure to appeal the State Police Commission's ruling in the matter of Sheldon Perkins will all but destroy any remaining credibility that Louisiana State Police has. I stand by that statement, but it is my own statement, okay? But I will tell you that there are an awful lot of folk who are not happy at all with the State Police Commission's decision to reinstate Sheldon Perkins with State Police. Having said that, Colonel Manali indicated that they are very respectful of the appeal process. They are very respectful, and they were complimentary of the Louisiana State Police Commission. He did divulge to me that as of this date, which is again Thursday, June 17th, they do not yet have the written findings of fact that would trigger the clock to start running regarding the window of an appeal. And he basically reiterated what's in the email that we're going to provide with you for this feature. And he said that once they get that, they will certainly, after having read it and seeing what it says, form the strategy of what they will do going forward. And if I don't want to misquote him, but he said that at that point we will do what's best for the advancement of Louisiana State Police. Now, I did not record the phone call, I just answered it, and so I hope I'm not too far off on the wording. I think I'm pretty close, that the ultimate decision that is made will be made with the best scenario for state police going forward. So that's about it. For those of you who like videos, hopefully this one was fairly short and succinct and to the point. So for those who were curious, as one individual was and sent the email on Friday about the next air support piece, the answer is it's today, Thursday, June 17th. But again, unless something blaring comes up, this will conclude our reporting on the air support unit, because I think I've laid out as much as could possibly be laid out from all sides. And I hope that I have done a reasonably good job of representing what the administration's stands are with regard to both these matters. If not, I'm sure they'll let me know, and I will be happy to make a correction if I misstated anything. I don't think I did, but if I did, I will certainly make that correction, or give them the camera time if they would like to state it directly. So I know there's a disturbance out there. In fact, Captain Manali said that's one of the biggest things they're prioritizing now, and I want to again thank him for, he said, please forgive my lateness of replying. I actually considered that to be a very prompt reply. So I do want to thank the response both to the email as well as the follow-up phone call, and that'll do it. So don't worry, we've got plenty more to keep us busy with state police. I'm sure everybody knows that. And besides, it's about time we took a break from Ronald Greene, because Ronald Greene is not the totality of everything going on at state police. So I know some of you will have found the content of this to be disheartening. All I can say is I'm giving you what has been relayed. So with that, we look forward to bringing you our next Sound Off Louisiana feature in the very near future. And I hope, well, I know many of you are. Our numbers on YouTube have grown literally about 50% over the last 60 or 80 days. So thank you for those of you who are new and who have joined. And we believe that's an indication that you're finding the material we present to be informative and useful, and we really do appreciate your dedication. So once again, this is Robert Burns saying we look forward to bringing you our next Sound Off Louisiana feature in the very near future. Thank you so much.